This video is going to be, is the soft life really worth it in 2023? We're 6 months into the year, so if you want to know if it's really worth it, then keep on watching. Alright, so the soft life is crazy because I've heard about the soft life years before it was actually popular, and I remember the person who brought it to everybody's attention was actually a Nigerian influencer, content creator. And we as Nigerians, we love to talk about having a soft life. Like, that's just like our type of slang amongst each other. So the definition of soft life came from a Nigerian content creator, and I've heard and grew up on the term soft life from my mother. So it was something that was always talked about in my household, and it was kind of crazy to see it kind of just, the term just blew up, honestly, the beginning of COVID. I think that's when I really realized that, oh my gosh, like, you guys are using the terminology that Nigerians use, which is cool. And I remember this one person asked me what the definition was, and to be honest, what my mom taught me about what soft life is being able to do the things you want to do in life, buy the things you want to buy, have healthy and loving relationships between your family and friends and your significant other, being able to travel, being able to do the things that you truly want to do, and nobody or anything can really come in between that. So that was really the broad term from my mom, who gave me the definition of soft life. Now everybody has their own definition, but I'm sure we kind of can agree that it all underlines the same type of energy, just being able to do the things that you want to do and pay for the things you want to pay for, and just positive energy always gravitating towards to you. Now, to talk about why soft life is a big thing in 2023 is because I keep seeing it on social media. I think that's the whole vibe that's going on right now, is soft life and really quiet luxury. Those two things are pretty much the things that I'm seeing on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and all that stuff. And from my opinion, I really think that soft life is something that I always want to have. Something that I always want to work towards, right? You don't come into this life to struggle. You don't come into this life to just do the bare minimum and do the bare minimum. You want to do more out of life, and I think soft life represents excellence. It represents motivation. It represents evolvement. Represents a lot of things. To me, soft life represents reaching for your goals, your dreams. With that, I think the issue with social media, I feel like you don't get to see the bad out of reaching your goals or trying to work towards your goals. You don't see the long nights, you don't see the studying, the investments, the sacrificing, missing out on real life events in your, personal lives because of this goal that you want to reach. And coming from, my husband being in the military, I can really put two and two together as to, I see it now about sacrificing for something that you want that will benefit you forever. I see the things that have to be done in order for that to happen. But in order for that to happen and it to go smoothly, you have to make sure you never neglect self-care. You never neglect that one-on-one time with yourself, without your phones, without social media, anything, just you and versus you, and really sit there and make sure you're mentally okay. You have gone to the gym, you've done things like your own little hobbies that you've done before reaching your goals that you're hopefully continuing to do now. So don't neglect self-care. Don't neglect, hanging out with your friends or hanging out with your boyfriend or your girlfriends. Like, don't neglect that. Don't neglect yourself and what makes you happy, because you'll burn out eventually. Sooner or later you'll burn out, and then you won't probably find that motivation again to even want to work towards where you left off. You won't want to like start where you left off. And that's something that I've seen a lot within my peers and on social media. You work hard towards something, and then the minute you burn out, it's like, don't see them doing that anymore. And it's kind of sad to see, honestly. So make sure self-care wise that you're still on top of that. Self-care, you know, comes with great health, and with great health comes with great energy, and with great energy comes with energy to do your goals, to work towards your goals. So everything correlates with each other, and everything is connected to each other. One missing link, something will go bad. Soft life, right? Because we are so wrapped up on social media and making sure that we have to flex on everybody. Sometimes soft life is really nothing regarding money. Soft life is having just a roof over your head, a car to drive, a job to go to, salary coming in. You have two hands, two legs, you can see, you can eat, you can breathe. All of these things that I feel we always take for granted, we just kind of overlook. It's like, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, people wake up every day and they don't know what they're going to be able to do as far as job wise, and they have children and they have mouths to feed. You have to look into your environment and in your lifestyle and be like, what represents soft life for me? Is it maybe me going to Kava and getting a kids meal for $6 and sitting in Kava by myself watching shows on my phone? Or is it me going to get my nails done once a month? You can define what soft life is for you. Nobody can do that but you. So always remember that, because who cares? You don't have to buy a Gucci bag and then call it soft life. That's somebody else's version, and you don't have to replicate that. You can make your own version of what soft life means to you. Soft life means setting boundaries with yourself. I mean, I've grown, and I'm turning 30 this year. I've grown and I've learned that not everybody's gonna like what you say. Not everybody's gonna be pleased with what comes out of your mouth. Not everybody is going to agree what comes out of your mouth. And guess what? Who cares? Really, who cares? I mean, boundaries have been a thing for me the last couple of years, but I think it has really struck a nerve with me this year because of so many changes that has happened in my life that I have to protect myself from everything. Whether good or bad, I have to protect myself. And if it's something that I just don't feel comfortable of doing, back then, 10 years ago, Chizzy would have been all for it, just trying to bend backwards for things and try to let things slide. But now, my tolerance is super low, and I just can't do anything that doesn't align with what I want. If it doesn't align with what I want, or if it's not flowing, it's not organized, it's not detailed, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I think everybody should kind of start doing that, because you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you continue to say yes to people and you continue to do things for other people or do things to please other people. You're literally you're giving yourself a disservice, and it's just not something that I feel is needed, especially when we're returning each year older. I think it's just a very adamant thing that we should always remember. What can I do differently for this year? What can I learn from my mistakes? And what can I do to change that? Just always remember that boundaries is not a bad thing. I think boundaries is a great thing. And I'm glad that we're talking about boundaries more and more every time on social media and these podcasts and, you know, seminars. I think boundaries is a beautiful thing to do, and I think people should really take a page out of that book and be like, maybe I need to set some boundaries and ground rules for myself and others. I definitely think with soft life, limit stress as much as possible. I've seen people just stress a lot about things, and stress, man, only does nothing but give you bad health. It literally kills your body, kills your brain and your body. And I reminded myself every day, especially with my mom passing, that stress, man, stress is not good. You can't please everybody. You can't make everything go your way. You can't stop things from going wrong. you know, I'm a perfectionist at heart, and planning this wedding has been a lot for me. Anxiety is really built up, and I feel like I'm just dishing money and I don't know what the finishing product is gonna be, and it's driving me insane. But I have support system around me to ensure me that this is going to be a beautiful day, and I know it is gonna be a beautiful day. But obviously, when you're so used to doing things on your own and you're so used to doing things your way, it's kind of hard to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and be like, okay, I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do, let you go. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I told myself I can't stress. Things are going wrong with the wedding. Things are going right with the wedding. I can't stress about it, and I won't stress about it because I'm supposed to enjoy this process, good or bad. And I want to look back 5 years from now and be like, you know what? I really enjoyed myself. Like, even though it was a lot of logistical work, a lot of details that go into it, I still enjoyed every day, good or bad. All the crying, all the yelling, all the screaming, all of the no's and the yeses that I've gotten for what I want, it's all for a reason. And I am super excited for my wedding to happen, but I'm starting to understand that, man, stress is not gonna get you anywhere. Stress gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. It gives you bad headaches, bad skin, no sleep, horrible diet. I mean, it gives you everything that you don't want. So yeah, don't do stress. Your environment plays a real big role on whether you can have a soft life or not. You know, if it's toxic, if it's not organized, if it's not motivating for you, you kind of tend, in most case scenario, you often tend to seep into that environment and become that environment. So eliminate stressful environments as much as you can, because that plays a role on whether you can attain a soft life or not. You can't have a toxic environment. You can't have an environment where they're not doing anything, it's not motivating, it's draining you mentally. You're never gonna be able to have a calm, peaceful, soft life that you really, really desire for if you continue to have that environment. Watch the people you hang out with, watch the people you invest your time with as far as relationships. I mean, watch everything, because you are who you're around. You know, that saying that everybody has grown up on. You are the environment you keep. So just be mindful about what is around you, what lies around you, because it definitely can seep into what you want out of your life. And also, reading, social media, I mean, feeding information into your brain and soul is also another way to make sure that soft life can happen or might not happen for you. So if you're on social media and you're always reading pessimistic and negative things, most likely you're gonna be a pessimist and negative person. But if you watch uplifting and motivating videos of people that have come out the woodworks and work towards something that they really wanted out of life, and they changed their life 180, definitely you're gonna have that for your life. Don't let the little things stress you out. I mean, I know we can be super nitpicky about certain things that we want out of life, and I know I can, but try your best not to stress about the little things. The little things will come to pass. It will come to pass. It's not that serious. I've grown up and I realized that little things are not gonna stress me out. Things just don't come the way they want them to, and sometimes you have to accept that and move on and find another way, another route to make sure you get to where you are. It's the way of multitasking. It's the way of not giving up. It's the way of perseverance. When things do go wrong, you have to keep pushing. You have to keep moving. Do not stop what you're doing because something little, something so minor as a roadblock was in front of you, and now you had to reroute your whole journey. Don't give up. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't do it by yourself. Like Kevin Hart said in one of his interviews, is that the reason why he's successful right now is because of the team behind him. I think it's about 13 or 14 people in his group, and everybody has a role to play, and everybody does it the best way they can. You need a team. You cannot do this by yourself. Whether it's 1 or 2 people that do small little things on the side to help you out and alleviate your stress, let them help you. Let them help you. And if it's somebody that says they're gonna help you and doesn't help you, then push them to the side and find somebody that is really truthful in what they say and that can help you, because we can't do all this stuff by ourselves. I mean, I know I can't plan a wedding by myself, and I'm not planning a wedding by myself. And I thank God for my family and friends. I mean, they have been so diligent, detail-oriented, and organized, and on top of deadlines when it comes to my wedding. I cannot thank my crew enough. My crew knows who I'm talking about, but I cannot thank you guys enough, because if it wasn't for you guys, there'll be no wedding. There'll be no wedding. This wedding stuff is stressful, and it's a lot of logistics and details that go into it that I have never ever thought would have been an issue before planning a wedding. And I'm very, very thankful that people are here to help me, and people are here to help me alleviate some stress on my plate. And I just thank God every day for my crew. I really, really am appreciative, and I now know that in anything that I want to do in life, if I wanted to have it very elaborate as much as I want to, I need help. Help is not a bad thing. All right, Tallies, so these are the points that I've brought up about whether soft life is for you or not. I hope it is. I hope something that you've learned from today you can attain, you can grab, and you can apply in your own life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, Tallies, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.